What is up, everybody? It is Owen Shapiro, back at it again. Today, we got a new YouTube video for the OSHAT podcast, the director discussing football, basketball, soccer, and other sports. So today, I want to talk about the NFL and the NFL's interest outside of the United States. So, as everyone may or may not know, the Cowboys are the most popular sports team in the world with $10.1 billion in their net worth, more than Real Madrid, which is 6.6 billion in euros, which, once again, the Cowboys, a sport that is not the most popular in the world. It's the most popular in the United States, but not in the world. Think about that. And they're the highest net worth team in the world, even though they're like a few notches down compared to like basketball, especially soccer, which is number one, tennis, baseball, and other sports. I mean, it's interesting to see that, because I've seen a list that had football at number 7, American football at number 7, and the Cowboys are the number one net worth team in the world. Now, say what you want. You may hate or love the Cowboys. I'm certainly not a Cowboys fan. I find their fan base can be obnoxious at times. I find they always say, we may win the Super Bowl, but this once again shows they are the most popular team in the world, but also the most hated. So we may, it may be the most hated in the United States, but they are the most popular sports team in the world. And even more so than fourth on the list, which is Real Madrid, 6.6 billion, the soccer team, the most popular soccer team in the world that had Ronaldo, currently has Mbappe. That just shows you that the Cowboys are that popular that even in a sport that is not valued over other sports in the world, the Cowboys are still the most popular team in the world. And this is me that lives near tons of people, near Philadelphia. Tons of people hate the Cowboys. I've heard it. I'm a Patriots fan. I'm a little bit indifferent, but I find them to be extremely polarizing. But once again, they play the market incredibly. So obviously there's the Patriots, which are number 2 on American football teams, right? Not on the world, but American football teams. And do these teams have a fighting chance to improve internationally? I mean, to improve the sport in general of other countries, that American football sport into other countries. I know it's the most popular sport in the US by far, by as far as it can be, as high as it can be, the greatest possibly. But what do fans of sports from other countries believe? Seriously. I mean, think about this. We are so wrapped up in American football, they probably think of us as similar to WrestleMania. That's probably what other countries think of. I've talked to other sports fans from other countries. I've talked to people from France, Germany, England, Spain, Portugal, in Europe. I've talked to people from Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. Okay, I've even talked to people from China, but that's just all the way across the globe. That's like 24 hours, 20 hours. I've had friends growing up who were Hindi. They were Indian. They had family that lived in North and South India. I mean, all across the globe. I'm not saying I'm some like social world history teacher or something like that, or world history studies, but I've met people like at Sixers camp when I played basketball. There were players from many of these countries. And it just makes you wonder. A lot of these fans love soccer the most, don't know anything about football, but the Cowboys are the highest net worth team in the world, the history of the world, at 10.1 billion. What does that say about our fans who hate the Cowboys? And what does that say about sports fans that are not from the US who don't know anything about football? It just makes you wonder. Obviously, I'm a Patriots fan and Tom Brady is loved, but we're talking about as a team, a brand, a marketing, an advertising way to speculate the schemes and the ideas and the techniques to market a team like the Cowboys, they're doing incredibly. I mean, it's just wow. So, okay, what do fans across the globe think? I've had fans when I was at Sixers camp. There were friends from like Italy, all that, right? Mostly European teams, some Chinese and some South American, mostly European. So it's not like every single person I met was either Chinese or South American, but it was mostly European, mixed between people who can speak English and couldn't. Once again, English is taught much better out of the United States. I think, well, I'm saying in terms of second language. I don't find our second language teaching in the United States to be the best. As I've had some friends who are sports fans over in Europe, and they say that everyone that's like 28 and younger, specifically the age around their late 20s and younger, they all just speak English to each other. And then when they're with older people, they just get back to speaking, whether it's Georgian, Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese. Really has you think. And what I'm thinking is, I think that we need to bring a team or at least a division to Europe. I'm telling you this right now. I maybe not South America currently. Maybe. I mean, we could. I think that'd be sick. That'd be fire. I mean, we had a Brazil game, Eagles versus Packers there last year. But I'm saying in a stable type of way, I think we need to start out with Europe. England. It could be London, Paris, France, Madrid, Spain, Barcelona, Spain. Even Portugal. All right. And I think Germany would be up there because they already have a stadium. So it would probably be England, Germany, and they would probably build a Spanish stadium and a French stadium, which either they'll build it or they'll just use one that's already there. Like I know England does it for Tottenham, and I know Germany does it. So that would be interesting too. What would happen and how would this form? One, they need to have the funds. They would need to have the funds, right? If they don't have the funds, then who knows how they'll do it. But I think one day when the seats start filling up more and more, like they did with England, but in Germany, they're going to get another stadium. I'm going to predict Spain. Then I'm going to predict France. Then I'm going to predict after that, they actually create a real division 15, 20 years later. So this is probably, who knows? I mean, this could be like 2040. Okay. So who knows? 2040, 2050, who knows how long from now it'll be. But I think they'll eventually do it. I really do. I seriously do. But at the same time, so that would definitely bring people there. There's people who wear the jerseys, that's for sure. But I've talked to people outside of the U.S. and they kind of think, I've heard American football is ballet to them. Some of them it's ballet. Most of them it's really WWE. It's AEW, WrestleMania. They respect the fight. They respect the tackling. They respect the effort. They respect the passion. The Cody Rhodes. It's like Cody Rhodes. Whoa! Or it's like with John Cena. They call him the GOAT in wrestling, right? It's like that with Tom Brady, the GOAT in American football. That's why you see Ronaldo. He's always talking to Brady and all that stuff. And I'm actually wearing a Ronaldo jersey right now. I'll tell you how I got that jersey, right? And I'm not saying not that I'm saying Ronaldo's the GOAT, but one of the GOATs. Once again, I believe they can do it. I really do. But, if the Cowboys have ruled the NFL, even while being the most hated team, they're the most popular sports team in the world. Nothing stands their price or sales, including stadium. I mean, that is how incredible the Cowboys' marketing, advertising, brand, coverage is that they have that stuff. I mean, they have people playing Madden football games in their stadium. It's crazy, and I love it. I actually love it. As much as I find the talking about the Cowboys ridiculous, I love it. As much as I find the talking about the Cowboys making the Super Bowl every year ridiculous, specifically, I love it. So bringing an expansion team to the NFL, what would you do? I would put them in Europe and in their own division, but what would everyone else do? And what are other ways we could bring American football out of the United States and to other countries and continents like Europe, maybe Asia, South America? How could we do this? Anyway, everybody, I'm your boy Owen Shapiro, the director on the OSHAP podcast discussing football, basketball, soccer, and other sports. Stay cinematic. See you guys.